I'm going to make sure I do have fun. Those who get to capture and see this, they may not be able to have so much fun. I'm trying to make sure that my audio works. Hopefully, the audio works. That's great. So, what we do here in the live streaming process, we're 30 seconds in, so we're just letting everything warm up. Uh, this is something that I really wanted to let people know, and I'm gonna be honest. Hey, Keller girl, what's going on with you? Good to see you, Keller girl. How is your day, and how's your family doing? Hope everything's all right with the family. I know you're taking care of your peoples. If you got any questions, Keller girl, please do shoot. This is a Q&A moment. This is for all my individuals. Those that don't know, this is originally set up for our friends and family and supporters of the. We are good. Thank you. Oh, we're good. All right. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you're doing well. If you have any questions, please do ask away. You are welcome to do that because Kelly Girl, you've been around for quite some time. You're over 10 months subscribing with us to support our channel. So you have all the juice in the world to ask any general questions about this topic. This is like one of the toughest live streams that I've ever had to create, due to the fact that this is me exposing the total vulnerability, which I feel like throughout the years, I've always exposed my vulnerable side to everybody in social media. I feel like I have. Um, there is a strong side, but just to let people know, a lot of my creative skills come from a dark side as well. But I just knew as a youth, on the way to being a grown man, that at some point you got to utilize your weakness and turn it into a strength. And anxiety has always been a huge thing in my life. Um, Getting started in live streaming uh, started out with dealing with anxiety. It started out with dealing with anxiety. Has anybody in this chat ever dealt with anxiety? Please share with us in here and bear with me, y'all. I am still trying to figure out the whole YouTube setup, because I'm trying to use the comment thing and like, what's this plus button? Start a poll. So that's a poll. That's a share button. So where do I comment or look at my comments at? I don't know where. I don't know where I look at the comments at, but I see it in there. But yes, anxiety just was the first thing that actually that I had to deal with in content creating. When I was making these live stream videos, there it is. Here. Messages, helpful review. So I got to view the message. Let me see. Oh, nice. Okay. My daughter has bad anxiety. She's yes. So psychological anxiety comes to somewhere. It comes everywhere, right? So everybody has fears. We have fears of people knowing about our faults. A lot of our fears come from our faults. Agree or disagree? Um, and with me, with live streaming, it was always being totally uncomfortable looking on looking at myself on camera. I don't know about anybody in here, but it was really about anxiety with me was looking at myself on camera. Always not happy with what I see. I was always never happy about what I see. You know, I shaved and trimmed this beard, but I can sit here and look at this beard and say, I don't like this beard, or I don't like the look in my eyes when I'm looking on this camera. There's all this stuff going on in my life when I'm on camera that I see that gets in the way of me wanting to stay on camera. So it took a lot of time to actually create these videos because I didn't feel comfortable on camera unless I was with a whole bunch of people. I would like literally put all my energy and time in of gathering as many people as possible to come together and create a collaborative live stream. Like I had to have a whole lot of people there so I can be able to bounce off energy with all these individuals. The ideal of doing a live stream by myself was terrifying. It was terrifying because I'm here talking to you and trying to deliver words that I feel like I am struggling to get out. So if you look in this mirror of a camera and you see yourself almost losing an ideal of who you are and where you at and what you're doing. Like you almost get numb in the face, like literally numb in the face, and you don't know where to go, and it makes you uncomfortable. Excuse me. Uh, Even when it came to public speaking, I felt the same way. It was a terror to get in front of a lot of people. And what makes it even more scarier with live streaming is that you do not see the people. All you see is this little number up top that keeps changing all the time. It'll go from 0 to 9, back to 3, back to 0, and you like, they're always teaching you all the time, don't look at that. Don't pay attention to that. Okay, so that was my first phase after 10 live streams, shaking in my boots, stringing with anxiety because I couldn't feel myself. I couldn't think straight. When I first started live streaming, I had to write cue cards like I was in a freaking speech class. I had to write cue cards of what I'm going to talk about at the beginning, what I'm going to talk about in the middle, and how I'm going to close at the end. I literally had to do that to maintain my composure. Now, what helped my anxiety was I had the ability to show you a process. So I think the first thing that helped in the anxiety was for me to do my first brisket trimming. So I took the brisket and before I cooked it, and I put it on camera, and it allowed me to put uh, all the visuals on another item. It allowed me to put all the attention on one particular item, and that was the brisket. So I felt like, okay, the brisket is the talent. It's not me no more. It's just I'm just a conduct or just a piece of the tool that goes to it. From there, as numb as I felt, I had a comfort zone. James Walker from Million Dollar Barbecue. We are discussing about anxiety, depression, and dealing with mental health and physical health issues in live streaming. So, James Walker, glad for you to come in today. Let's give a round of applause for James Walker. So, we're discussing about the anxiety effect. If you have anybody in there ever else experience anxiety, we had somebody in there. I had to hide their comment because, of course, they got anxiety. So they just told everybody that they hate me and everybody in here. So we should give them a round of applause as well. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Give them a round of applause. Bless those individuals who are hurting in the world and social media. So yeah, James, if you are a follower or if you never, please do follow or subscribe. Remember, subscriptions are free. And I'll be looking out for your $1 million barbecue if you are a content creator yourself. Let us know if you're a content creator. I am still trying to work this amazing, YouTube setup. But I told everybody that I'm only going to use my YouTube for intimate conversations about stuff like this. And if those don't know, my name is George. I've been actually a content creator for over a decade now. And I started out in the Facebook platform, and I created a YouTube page over 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago. And to this day, it took it to now for me to understand how to use YouTube. I did not know how to use YouTube a long time ago. If anybody got any pointers on how to use YouTube, please let me know. We have a Discord community. We have which you can go on my campsite and find out about. We have a shared community. So if you happen to have content to share and you are like-minded and love to talk about food and all kind of cool stuff, we have a Discord community. Just to let you know. Um, we also have other platforms. If I've seen you in my community posts, which is amazing that YouTube has created that, because the YouTube community posts, be honest with you, I post on there all the time. I only have two people that ever look at my stuff. I get 2 likes, but I got 375 subscribers. So what does that tell you for a person who has anxiety issues? These little things right here affects a lot of us. When you are putting out content, you're putting out a piece of yourself. And when you do not get the responses you're looking for, anxiety can comes into the play. It makes you question yourself. It makes you wonder, why am I doing this? Who am I to do this? It second makes you second guess everything that you believe in and who you truly are. And like I said, the only for the first 10 live streams, I started out doing it. I couldn't talk to you direct like I'm doing now. I couldn't do this. It was tough. I had to put something in front of me or something to talk about, or give it a life. I had to give it a life, because the only way that I can ever do these live streams was to be with other people. And to this day, it actually still sticks with me. I'm actually more frustrated than ever that the good Lord has put me in a position to understand that if I want to do this, that I don't necessarily need a whole lot of people to actually complete this. So he's put me through a really good task, a really serious task and challenge of doing these multiple live streams throughout the whole decade. And it got to a point where I was comfortable in my own skin, comfortable for what I believed in, comfortable for what I wanted, who I wanted to be. And from that point, nothing can ever truly hurt me. Even the trolls of our society could never really hurt me. Uh, does that really stop me from being a very emotional, driven, passionate person? Nah, it doesn't. So I what the anxiety, overcoming that anxiety helped me learn how to control my functional issues, my mental issues of understanding when to turn on or turn off the heat. That's where the anxiety of overcoming that anxiety came into play. Like I said, once I started cooking and demonstrating and talking to people, slowly that anxiety started to fade away. It started to go away. Now, depression is another story. Depression has always been in my life for a long time. Depression comes into play with uh, with growing up, man. And excuse me, when you grow up, a lot of us grew up hard. We grew up through a lot of challenges. We've been bullied, we've been pushed, we've been punched and lied on, deceived, hurt. We've everything that you go through to make you who you are today. We've all been through, and it can make or break you. It can turn you into something very evil. It can turn you into something very, very loving. Um, but throughout my years, depression comes into play through just isolation. Isolation played a big part in my depression. And whenever there's isolation, then there's the need to supply yourself with something that makes you feel better, which alcohol was always the fuel. So I always been around an alcohol fueled environment, but one thing that you don't want to ever be is isolated, and then being around with alcohol, because it will have you thinking about a lot of things that you should not be thinking about. Um, so, how did live streaming help me out with my depression? It's very simple. Yes, we have a PG-13 cooking show that involves drinking live spirits like wine and alcohol beverages and stuff like that. But I'm not doing it alone. I'm actually not alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm amongst amazing people like Keller Girl that's here. And thank you, James Walker, for coming in. Once you understand that you're in a community of folks that feel a good positive energy and they want to be there because they enjoy your time and place, that right there alleviates the depression. That alleviates the depression from within. Because when you actually live streaming, guess what? You're not alone. Even if that viewer count is high or low, it does not matter. You're not alone. You got people swimming. Once I started understanding how live stream works, you got people swimming in and out of your live stream, determining if they want to hang out and chat with you. There are people in here that's like, oh, I've been there, done that. I don't care. Whoever the hell this guy is. There's people out there who are hurting, who are coming in to see how you operate so they can find more ways to hurt you more. This world is not a beautiful place. And that's when you got to come to a position that, when you are reaching out and chatting with people, and feel good for the fact that you are reaching out. It's like fishing. You're fishing and you finding all these wonderful fish. Some of these fish are sour, mean piranhas. Some of these other fish are like really nice fish that want to hang around in groups. And folks like Keller Girl and all the rest of our community folks, they're really, really nice fish that want to hang in groups. Those are the people that you got to appreciate. Those are the people that give you the fuel to keep creating amazing content. And that's where you got. That's where I zero in at to alleviate my personal depression when I'm actually doing these. So yes, live streaming did help me a whole lot with depression issues because you don't feel isolated. You're surrounded by individuals who are enjoying what you love to do. And we all have something in common that we appreciate with each other, and that's to make good food at home. We share our food with each other. This is great, great therapy in a group setting with great positive minded people. Yes. Shout out to Girl Dad Cooking, another amazing person. Thank you for coming in. We are discussing about how live streaming helped me overcome. And if you want to share in, or if you got any Q&A questions about this topic, chime in, please. Um, we're talking about how live streaming helped me overcome the anxiety, depression, and diabetes. So we're actually right now in the conversation talking about the depression era. Yeah, as I don't know about you, does anybody agree? Does If anybody in here does, I know Girl Dad makes content. I can't say if you do live streaming. Does anybody in here actually do live streaming on here, or you just create nothing but videos? Let us know in the chat. Yes. Well, I mean, like I said, this is a much needed thing, and yeah, let us know if you ever have this situation. How often do you live stream? Okay. Now, James has a question, everybody. How often do you live stream? I have only live streamed on YouTube one time, but I have transferred a few of my videos to YouTube. Okay. Okay. It's good that you actually started getting the live stream in on YouTube. And as you already know by now, there's a little button right there that you got where you can actually capture a short, like a short segment to introduce your content to people, where people can actually, because YouTube, as we all know, is invested in short form. They're invested in short form content, but the ideal of short form content is really to get people invested in your long form content. I don't know about you, man, but my mama, she went over to my long form content, and she even told me the cooking highlight is long and boring. She said, long and boring, which I laughed about that because when we create our cooking highlights, we're actually creating a cooking highlight with a community. We have an audience. To me, an audience is those viewerships at the top that you see. Those numbers can go up and down all the time, but we also have a community, and you guys represent a community. So when everybody that's in a live stream or engages or leave a comment in your stuff, those people are community, and those people that respond and talk to you like we're talking to each other, we're golden folks. This is the folks that we're actually chatting with. Other than that, the people who view from above, the people that leave a comment saying they hate you, just like we just got this person in there, those people are just audience. And me and Keller Girl, we got this connection with wrestling. If anybody here likes wrestling, you know that in wrestling, it's about getting that pop, right? And even with getting that pop in wrestling, you have to be understanding that you are either getting a reaction from people in the audience to either love you or either hate you. Now, that's where the anxiety and depression come in at, because a lot of folks, I watched it in this TV show called Heels. I don't know if you ever watched Heels, but it was a great example, man. The dude brother in that show, he wanted to be a good guy so bad, and part of it was because of his background of where he grew up and what he experienced. He experienced some dark stuff, so he wanted to be a good guy so bad. It hurt him hard to have to become a heel, because he didn't feel in his heart that it become a heel. It really affected him. He actually cried in front of the audience. He showed his vulnerability to these folks. And what did they do to him? They destroyed him. They called him a baby. They called him all kind of names, Keller Girl, and it destroyed him. But at some point, he had to overcome that, because he went into a depressed state. He went to go drinking and he got all drunk and everything. But all the family members that loved him, like this community right here, they all came together and they grabbed him up and they said, "Look, you're human like all of us. You're going to go through some tough times. I need you to get up, get back on this camera, and start talking to these people. And if you need to become the bad guy, then become the bad guy. But be the best bad guy you can be, so they can love you to death for being that bad guy." You ask me, Keller Girl, I'm not getting enough people to hate me enough. I'm not getting enough people to hate me. I need to work a little bit harder being myself to get some more people hating me for being me. I don't know about you, but how do you feel about that? And James Walker, I hope that helps you out with answering that question. Um, do more live streams, but you don't have to go crazy doing them. You are a content creator. Girl Dad Cooking is a content creator. Oh, well, that's what I'm talking about. Now here's the thing. There are strength in amazing content creating collaborative groups. Excuse my kid for being extremely loud and rude. All right. But yeah, you as all of us, we're creators, and we create videos. So how do you feel about this? Because look, there is a stream together button that's on YouTube now. And really, everybody, I always tell folks, man, if we all came together and had a conversation before anything goes live, just chatting with each other and saying, "Hey, I got a topic. I want to talk about barbecuing while watching, and talking about how bad the Cowboys are playing and how Jerry Jones sucks." We can actually have a 20-minute conversation with our community discussing about the things we related love and not like what's going on in sports, or we could talk about the latest food that we're about to create or the videos we're about to create. This is the stuff that is made for us as a community to get together and do. But sadly, I run into a lot of people, and I'm not throwing names out there, man, but I run into a lot of people who don't get the true formula of mutual collaborations. They care about in their mind state is follow for follow stuff. If anybody knows what follow for follow means in here, and if you experience that follow for follow type folks, please let me know in chat because this is that simple and that easy for us. Excuse me, sorry about that. To create amazing content. One, to talk about something we have mutually connection to, like the Dallas Cowboys. And two, what are we cooking this month and what are we sharing in the videos for all our community folks to look out for? That is what you call real promoting strategy on social media, on YouTube to grow your subscriptions. Um, I may not get no subscriptions at all. And part of the reason why I don't get subscriptions because maybe just like I know when I watch people on social media, especially on YouTube, I forget to subscribe. But I think the fact that subscriptions are free on YouTube is hilarious. But people will not subscribe to you if they're not invested on who you are. They only invested in who you need them to be, and they need you to be over there to subscribe to you. So I don't know anybody else ever experienced this, but I experience 2 unfollows every month. I do. People be like, "Hey, I just subscribed to you," blah blah blah, and then as soon as I subscribe to them, like a day or two later or a week later, they unsubscribe to me. This is the madness that is going on social media. This can mess with somebody whose mental mind state is not in a good place. If you ever seen or had experience, let us know if you experienced that when you seen your subscriptions drop on YouTube. Uh, for me, with my anxiety and depression, I feel like I'm getting used. I feel like somebody lied to me when I see these things. So emotionally, it affects me. I had to work myself to the bone to understand that the world is just not all sunshine and roses. And if people unfollow you, let it be, let it go. But I used to get so mad when people do that because I feel like I was deceived, I was lied to, and people are really not liking me and hating me, and I see the hate, and it can really overcome and become what you do. And I understand why people quit. I literally watched somebody quit their YouTube page because of all the deceitfulness and the hates and lies that are put in. People want to use your heart and destroy it, and they love seeing you suffer on camera. A lot of people are creating content just because they know the world wants to see them suffer. We have for fun five subs in our community where I eat something hot. What they fail to realize is that I'm eating something hot that I enjoy eating. However, it does give me the worst bellyache at night. So there is a payoff. The community is getting their feel their the community is getting their feels, but it's not necessarily my community. It's really the audience. I'm be honest with you. My community is very passionate. Like Kelly Girl and everybody, they're all passionate. They're like, man, I hate to see you going through this. I hope you feel better. Like that's real love in our community. It's the audience that wants to see me suffer. So once again, we're talking about wrestling, that good old pop. You got to know your audience. I know who they are, and I know my community. My community has all the love in the world for me. My audience is just all over the place. They just want to see you either suffer or they want to see the house burn down when you're cooking. That's pretty much it right there. Um, Going on 30 minutes here. We're going to finish out here because I think we need to keep this as a series and we'll talk more about this. And please reach out, James. Please reach out, Girl Dad. Uh, the further I get into this live stream, the more my kids are making all this ridiculous noise for nothing. Is it an attention thing? We'll find out. Now, I'm doing my best to keep from screaming at these kids on my live stream, y'all. All right. Talking about the diabetes part. Okay. So James, you got a question? Or are you about to say something? Okay. I started my YouTube page due to my Facebook content. Oh, really? This is my first time on YouTube in about 4 months. Okay. Well, okay. And you're a Cowboys fan. Well, I'll tell you what, James, if you want to reach out to me after the live stream, feel free to go to my profile and look in there. There's a location in there where you can actually reach out to me direct. If you are on Facebook, I do have a Facebook page, and you can reach out to me on Facebook if you like. But further conversate on where to go next, we'll have that conversation. But keep making your content, keep doing your thing. Uh, Finishing out about the diabetes part. I've been a diabetic since 2000. I was diagnosed in 2013. I want to say I spent all my life as a pre-diabetic, but as soon as I hit 40, the body started giving up. The body was like, "Stop fighting." It was like, "Yo, I can get away with anything as long as I exercise." But somewhere along the line, the body got older, and I had to start watching more and more on what I eat and how I eat. So the love of sweets, alcohol, and meat, a lot of heavy meat, had to get cut back. But I I barbecue. I'm a guy who people pay me to give them sweets and meats. Barbecue. I'm surrounded around a world of things that will destroy you in a heartbeat. Uh, just to let y'all know about diabetes. Diabetes is everywhere, y'all. Diabetics everywhere. Your favorite influencers of the world are diabetics. Yes, those people that you see on freaking pitmaster shows and winning all those competitions, they're functionally diabetics. A lot of them really have an understanding that they may not be on this world too long because of being a diabetic. If y'all don't know, being a diabetic puts you in position to A, suffer a stroke, suffer a heart attack, lose a kidney, get kidney disease. I mean, there are so many things that can happen. I've seen my family members pass away from complications of pneumonia as a diabetic. So your time in this world can be extremely short living a life as a diabetic. What I've learned how to do with the power of cooking and is not only demonstrate showing the stuff that I know that I'm not allowed to have, but I love making. But at the same time, you learn how to have those conversations with individuals who may not eat meat, may not eat pork. You learn how to have these conversations of alternatives. So the discussion that I utilize in my content actually helps out a whole lot for individuals because I give my community the opportunity to get the podium and speak on what alternative things they can have that can give you a better, healthy alternative. So that actually helped me in my role as a diabetic. Listening to my community, people who gave up eating meat and talk about these beautiful recipe shares that we have. There's folks in our community that have diabetic friendly recipes that I love sharing to the world of Pinterest and and our Beyond the Kitchen platform. There are tons of them, and I even showcased them. So you learn not only to showcase the world of great food lovers and cooking enthusiasts, but you also create a great foundation where you can think of nothing but alternatives to enjoy food. And I actually utilize some of those great things that they shared in my journey to keep control of my blood sugar. So I want to thank those amazing folks in the community for helping me do that. Um, like I said, the world loves fatty, greasy, cheesy stuff, y'all. You just gotta accept the fact. Sweet, fatty, greasy, cheesy stuff. Either they look at it in disgust or they look at it and oh my God, I love to eat that. And one of the things I know when I'm ever in the right direction, when somebody says you're making me hungry, when everybody says you're making me hungry, that tells me to keep making that content. If you, oh my gosh, you're making me sick to my stomach, then I'm not making it very pretty to want to eat. You know what I mean? So there's There it is. It's just like that. But yeah, we're going to keep making cookies. We're going to keep making cupcakes. We're going to make all those lovely things, cheesecakes, all the stuff like that. That does not affect who I am, and it doesn't affect me health wise because just because you make something doesn't mean you're going to eat it all the time. As of a food influencer, if you look behind the scenes, most people talk about the most amazing things to eat, and then they cut the camera and then they give it to their staff to eat. Or you might see me take a picture eating the food. I'm taking a bite of it, but you don't know if I'm throwing it away or continuing to eat it. Now, in this case, this is the a blurred lines that I'm giving you. You can take it for how you want. I don't, it all depends on how you look at it. But being able to do live streaming and deal with the problems of being a diabetic has been more controlled and understanding because of the community that I have has been showing me all these amazing alternatives in order to maintain and enjoy what I love to eat. So yeah, I can't eat steak every day, but I know y'all love steak, so I'm gonna make a moment and share the moment of eating steak with y'all. I can't eat brisket and stuff like that all the time, but we're gonna go once a month and show that. You'll never see me making the same thing over and over and over, except the Taco Tuesdays. But even in Taco Tuesdays, if you paid attention, we do one week we'll do beef, the other week we'll do ground turkey. Sometimes we do chicken. We'll go and do pork. There's so much that we do in different elements of doing our. We actually do taco salads. There's so many alternatives that are taught by our community to keep making amazing content off of that. Same thing with grilling. Yeah, you might grill pulled pork. You might grill jalapeno poppers. All these high cholesterol type meals, but you also don't pay attention to the fact that um, we're cooking like vegetables on a grill. We're grilling onions and peppers, and my granddaughter and grandson are diabetic. Oh, yeah, there you go. I mean, that's just a part of our lives, and you actually have alternatives to teach not only yourself but others on how to control what we have. And the ideal for me is to stay in a pre-diabetic state or just get rid of it. It's very tough for me to get rid of it. I've always stayed under the in the 5 and 6 range. And my dietitian was like, "Yo, if you can maintain staying at keeping it as low as possible, but staying out of that 6," she said your chances of sustaining a healthy life can be stretched a whole lot farther compared to somebody that has a number of 13 and up. You know what I mean? You don't want to be in those areas. So I feel like it's my duty to be very upfront to let y'all know that I deal with a lot of things in my life as a live streamer. And I hope that you as well can understand that um, I may fall down, but I'm going to do my best to get back up for y'all. And most important for me and my family, to be honest with you. And then on top of that, for y'all. So I hope y'all understand that. I got to go. If you want to know more about George's Hot Sauce, please do follow my profile. I appreciate you and I love you too, Keller Girl. I appreciate you to be there. 10 plus months as a subscriber, everybody. Keller Girl. Amazing individual. And she was very honest to me about taking a step back because social media, I don't know, Keller Girl, was it social media was bugging you a lot of, but I follow Keller Girl and I think that she is a wild stallion on social media when it comes to posting about wrestling and stuff. She has her things too. Uh, as far as politics wise, we all going into election state and everything. So I wish y'all the best on making y'all decisions on elections and everything. I do understand everybody's got value, different opinions, and there's no problem with that. I think that we of the world should have that, and I know that Beagle, man. Like I said, all our dogs are getting old. It's just we sit there, man. Coco is like barking to go outside like 5 times a day, just randomly barking. I mean, we'll talk more about that, Kettle Girl. Yeah, she's our dogs are our dogs are our family, and our dogs grow older than us faster than ever. It's like one minute they're babies, the next minute they're like grandmas. It's crazy, right? or grandpas. But yeah, please do. We're going past our time. We will have another one. I will try to do these once a month. And if we have any amazing topics that anybody wants to talk about, if you want to continue talking about this on the next month, please let me know in the comments. Please let me know further in our Discord community and also in our Beyond the Kitchen community. Let me know how y'all feel about this. We'll keep it going. If you got any more amazing topics that are like hitting the road, hitting us, and like I said, James Walker, all these people that just jumped in, please reach out to me. We do have a Stream Together channel tool that's on YouTube. So if you ever got any topics to have, I am there for you. And it's a great tool for all of us to be discovered on all our topics. If it's a topic that's like mutual, like I said, there's certain things that I don't do on social media because I know it's just not good for my brand. But if it works good for both of us, let's go in and talk about it. We want to talk about the Cowboys and our season. Let's talk about it and talk about food. People are interested. Trust me, they are. All right, I got to go. Take it easy. I wish I know how to cut this darn thing off. Great talk, man. And I will be putting out a post, a short to let people know what they miss. And hopefully those folks can enjoy our replay and leave comments as well too. Well, that's good to know. We need to talk more about that, Bubba. All right, we're out of here.